49ers update. Brock Purdy is going to start tomorrow, preseason week 2 against the Saints. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect from him and some of the other 49ers first teamers. First, you might be wondering where I am. That's the epic mural behind me at Sam's East. Yes, that's Anthony Bourdain, and that is Sam. We're right next to Sam's, which is the epic burger. That is the double cheeseburger that Anthony Bourdain said was a top 3 burger in the world. Little tour of Sam's will come right after this, but of course we've got to talk about Purdy and the 49ers tomorrow. Expectations, wouldn't expect many more than 10 snaps for Brock Purdy in this game. In fact, if the first drive is a prolonged one, I don't think that Brock is going to stay in for a second drive. If they go 3 and out, or if they score on a deep touchdown early on in that first drive, then maybe he comes back out for another drive. It will just depend on workload, and then the workload that guys get and the sharpness level that they show and the comfort level that they show against the Saints will probably determine whether or not they play in week 3 of the preseason against the Raiders. Now, normally training camp ends after week 2 of the preseason, and the team starts its dress rehearsal game, which is just a simulation of the regular season in week 3 of the preseason. But because they're going Sunday to Friday, quick turnaround for that game against the Raiders, it's going to be, I think, 2 more preseason practices or 2 more training camp practices in essence for San Francisco. So that's going to be the plan. Anyway, quick look here at Sam's. Emad, who's the owner, gave a little tour of both of these restaurants. So why don't you check this out, because one of our viewers actually came by and donated 1989 49ers Super Bowl championship newspapers, nice and laminated for the wall, and they are now up in Sam's, which is right next door. Have a look.
A viewer of yours came in maybe a few months ago, said he watched us on the channel. You had mentioned Sam's, came in and donated these newspapers, and these are awesome because we already had this kind of panoramic of Candlestick, and this is from the last game at Candlestick. So these newspapers kind of fit exactly kind of what we were trying to achieve here, and this is our homage to the Niners, and we're big fans.
I was actually at this game. This is Navarro Bowman crossing the goal line in the final interception against the Falcons. You could see him on the dive. I'm sitting right there under the overhang. Where were you watching this? Was this on here? Do you remember that?
I think, I don't remember exactly, but I think we had this on in the store. Yeah, and this kind of fits with a lot of things we like to put up on the wall here. So up here we have a few of the athletes that have been in here. Among others, we've had Marshawn Lynch, which we've talked about a bunch of times. Joe Montana's been in here. Jameis Winston, Marcus Peters, Steph Curry, all of them have come in here and tried the burgers at one point or another. And we try to have them sign something, throw it up on the wall just to kind of remember it and put that memory in here from Bay Area legends.
Now, as we make our way over to the next spot, tell me about the night that Anthony Bourdain came in.
Yeah, so that was 2012. So it's been a few years now, but that was his first time in here. He was filming for a show called The Layover, and the point of The Layover was he was spending 24 hours in one city, and he was trying to tell people, what would you do if you came to any city and you only had 24 hours to eat? Where would you go eat? And we were the late night spot. So if you were to go out and grab a few drinks, and then you wanted to come have a bite after you grab a few drinks, we were one of the spots that he chose. And he called this a top 3 burger in the world, which we were also always kind of well known in San Francisco and in the Bay Area. But Anthony Bourdain kind of put us on the map globally. So now we get people from all over the world coming in and say, hey, we saw you on Bourdain. We want to try one of the top 3 burgers in the world. So we really try and pay as much respect to him as we can. But this mural is in our new place. This is Sam's East, right next door to the original Sam's. And this one serves Middle Eastern pitas and wraps. And first thing we did was this mural. And you see Bourdain right here on the very front of it. And my dad, the original owner, that's Sam, who kind of started next door and started the idea for this whole thing. So we try to pay homage to the 2 people that kind of make this place what it is.